Hi, I'm Luke. Welcome back to the Sandboy Saga. Let's check out today's episode. It's chapter 3, Big Boys. Remember last time I decided to get rid of the whole engine and start again because we needed to dream bigger. We needed more sand on the screen. So just with a bit of cleaning up, I managed to get it quite a lot bigger straight away. And here's a big stickman to prove it. And I found that the engine worked quite a lot faster, so I could put in loads and loads and loads and loads of sands, like this twirly little pottery making exercise or something. But I needed to dream bigger, so here is a highly advanced and technical drawing of how my computer draws sandboys. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. For every sandboy on the screen, it has to go along there and paint that individual one, which can be quite slow if it has to paint loads. If we're talking hundreds of thousands or millions of particles of sand, that could take quite a while. So I had this theory: what if I get my computer to have in its head what the whole picture looks like, what the whole sort of image of sandboys looks like, and then it can just do it in one go like this: boosh, 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 one go, and hopefully that'll be a lot quicker. So I tried it out, and this might not look like much, but this cube in the center is actually made up of loads and loads of sandboys, and I couldn't get this many to run on the old way, and on the new way I could get it running, and I could get it running still quite smoothly. And I tried it out with loads of gaps in between as well, and that worked fine, and it was working really fast. But there was a problem. The computer still had to figure out this thing in the middle. How do I figure out where everything is positioned? It was sort of just pushing the problem somewhere else. So I had another idea. What if, instead of just getting one computer to do it, I make my computer sort of switch into two different workers, and they can work together at the same time to paint different parts of the picture, like this, sort of working together to fill it up as a team. So I tried that out. I tried to split the Sandboys screen into two separate universes. And the next step was to try and combine them together into one. So there we go. We're kind of together. They rotated around in sync. There's obviously a few issues you can see there. I tried to push it as far as I could. Made a few more universes. Merged them together. And it kind of gives this illusion of having more sand in one space. I wouldn't have been able to do this much sand on any of the two previous approaches. And I really went a bit mad to see how many different workers I could get going, but if I got to this many, it just made it worse, really. But this was what it came up with in the end. 4 different giant worlds of sand merged together. Obviously there's some overlapping issues, so I reordered things when the camera moves around. And it let me make bigger things than I've ever done before. And I managed to get it working with actually dropping sand. And this is a fork bomb that grows crazy fast, and this wouldn't have worked on any of the old systems. But you might have noticed that there's been a few issues. Every now and then it looks a bit dodgy, and also there's just lots of bugs with it. It was really complicated. I got my head in a total muddle, and it just sent me a bit nuts. And I didn't want to really go any further, but I thought this could work if I want to come back to it later. So I had another idea. So just one computer, just trying to draw one particle of sand, but this time it draws loads of instances of them. So I kind of imagine that as the computer holding 3 different paintbrushes and plopping them down in 3 different places. So it's only doing one sort of paint stroke, but in that paint stroke it's able to draw the same thing in 3 different places. So I gave that a go. The first thing I did was made a giant tower of sand, and well, this is honestly it's massive. I was pretty amazed with how big I could get it to go without causing the computer to go any slower. And I could place them in any position I wanted, really. This is tons and tons and tons and tons of sand. Whoa, it's like space. And I got to my first milestone. I managed to draw 1 million particles of sand 60 times a second-ish. So I was quite pleased with this approach, and I've stuck with it ever since. With a bit more tweaking, I was able to do 2 million sand boys. I know it just looks like a cube, but I promise that's 2 million particles of sand there. And because of that, that's let me make quite big stuff that works pretty fast. Like, this is a fork bomb that grows really fast. Earlier on in one of the older versions, it went a lot slower. So yeah. Then I was happy to move away from making it faster and start making the sand do more interesting stuff. So join me next time where I show you how that works. Thanks for watching.